Hey everyone, welcome back to Alchemy with Zero Phase. This is Eric. Before we dive into this tutorial, I want to talk a little bit about my online prompt generation platform, ZeroGen. I call this my prompt forge, as it gives users the ability to engineer their prompts from beginning to end, as well as being able to get and see example images of those by generating using my backend. There are many tools here. I have a tutorial on it. You get a free 3-day trial. After that, it's $5 a month, and you will get lost in this. Being able to generate prompts based on any theme, idea, you can copy whole paragraphs into this. You can get ideas and look for inspiration through the thousands of artists that we have examples for. You have the ability to control your color theme and get ideas from the drop-down menus. Check it out, and definitely like and subscribe our channel and this video if you like it. And now on to the tutorial. And I thought I would do kind of a fun video where we just take some time to explore different prompting techniques in Flux, exploring some unique compositions that may interest some of you, and getting some really cool images that would have been impossible under even SDXL. So we're going to just dive right into this because I got a bunch I want to go through and explore. This will be one of those videos where we just take time to experiment, have fun, and hopefully everybody sees something maybe they haven't seen yet. So let's dive into this. So one of the first things I want to show you some examples of what I mean here. And this first one I'm going to show you was actually one I created on accident. I was trying to create an image of just an anime girl holding a sign that says Flux is only the beginning. The way I described in the prompt, though, I wanted her to be standing next to train tracks, and on the other side I wanted to see a forest. Now, it did this on accident, not because of any specific, I don't think it was any specific composition words I was using. It just happened to do it, but it got me thinking. You can see how it's splitting the screen right down the center, the image right down the center. We got two different color schemes on the side. She's split into, so I thought that's really interesting. I wonder how you would actually get that. And so I started experimenting with and doing some research, and I found out that this particular style is called split screen composition. And I started doing some experimenting with it. So and in doing so, I was able to come up and get it to generate images using this split screen composition. And it allowed me to do some very cool things. Obviously, you can see we got two different, completely different styles here. I mean, it's still kind of technology based, city, and then you got this over here. But doing something even like this, describing what the split looks like, and then what, a central character, and kind of changing that character based on which side they're on. I was fascinated by this, and so I started experimenting even more with that particular technique, and being able to come up with even stuff like this. Even taking it further and creating quad split screens with somebody in the center. Turned out really, really cool. And even taking it further. Multiple images in the background. Some of them kind of combine, but you end up getting lots of different images. Even in some cases blending that a little bit. Very, very, very unique composition on this one. I loved it. And even experimenting with different shapes. Flux is very versatile when it comes to this. And I think, yeah, let's got a couple more here. So using uneven and unique shapes. And then even specifying a specific type of shape. This one's interesting. I think it's upscaled too. Getting, I don't know how many images that is, just lots of different images. And each one is not super detailed, but you can tell kind of what it is. And the fact that we get unique individual images is pretty awesome. And some of them are similar, a lot of them are different. And this one was probably my favorite. Again, getting lots of different unique images, and some that are kind of similar. Like looks like you got Mount Fuji or something like that, or Mount Shasta, and then similar ones here. You got a mountain right there. But all in all, many different unique images, all using kind of the same technique, the same compositional technique. So that's one we'll go through, is the split screen or split image composition. Another one we're going to go through is doing different unique camera. How do I put this? I mean, we'll say compositions, but it really comes down to like this one right here, time lapse astrophotography, or even double exposure images. Now, a lot of these were, working with SDXL and even 2.1 and 1.5. You could never get this without a LoRa or some kind of specially trained model. Flux is proving to be incredibly dynamic when it comes to its whatever it was trained on, and how it was tagged during the training, but being able to understand what it is you're looking for, the terms you're using, and applying that to the image. So that was double exposure. Let's see, another fun one we're going to go through here is the light painting. These were kind of fun. And then, let's see, color filtering. Being able to color filter a specific color while everything else is black and white, or grayscale. I think there was 2 of those. Actually, I had 3. I did one with green. It wasn't as obvious like these ones were, but very beautiful nonetheless. And then taking those and mixing them with different art. Like this is, I did split screen pixel art. And it does the pixel art really well too. I was really surprised. I mean, it's not perfect. Obviously these are not pixelized in here. There's extensions and there's things in like Forge that do the pixelization more realistically. But this is not bad. And I think the last thing, I mean, there's some other random ones that we're going to go through. Like this one here is a particular camera technique trying to take a photo through the eyepiece of a camera, so you get that vignette and kind of a old time feel. And then this one was a fun one, learning how to do the whole Roger Rabbit effect, where you have a cartoon character in a realistic environment. This is incredibly, it's still difficult to do. Like, repeating this was difficult. We'll see if we can get it to happen. I know we can. It's incredibly difficult because the AI has a tendency to want to duplicate one or the other style across the board. So having a character that looks like this, cartoon, this close to a person or a character that is realistic, you typically would get bleeding. Like the guy would look more like a cartoon, or this person would look more real. So it's fascinating that it's able to do that. Just another example there of split screen. And then being able to play around with getting lots of different imagery inside of an image is pretty fun too. I did this one this morning. So let's get started on this. I will not be using the Forge interface on this, just for speed's sake. We're going to be using Hugging Face. Hopefully we don't run into our limit. They do put a cooldown timer. Like if you generate a bunch of images, it kind of eats away at that, and then eventually they tell you, oh, you got to wait a minute, or you got to wait a couple of minutes. But we're going to use that anyway, and we'll just gradually work our way through this. So we're going to start off with the different ways of doing split screen. This is a fun one to work with. Gives you lots of unique images, and it's just fun to do. So in its simplest form, we're just going to be typing in split screen composition, and then after that you can kind of specify what's going to be on each side, or if you have something in the center, or if there's something centered and you want it split. So we're going to start off with something simple. We're just going to say split screen composition on one side is an amusement park. On the other side is an alien landscape covered in vegetation. Let's see if it does it. I have found that keeping the prompt as simple as possible in your terms tends to work, but Flux is pretty good. If you do add to it, it still tends to work. You just may have to manipulate it a little bit more. So let's go ahead and another thing I found, you can do this at the 1-to-1 ratio. I have found that creating a more widescreen tends to help with it. Okay, and there we go. Interesting, this one kind of took a high angle, and you got a guy down here, which is interesting, but alien landscape, and then over here we have an amusement park. Now, I did not specify much in the way of the amusement park. It just said on one side is an amusement park, and I kind of put it at a, looks like a rainy day almost, but not bad. Let's do this, split screen composition with white line. I found that this actually helps. You can create, if you want a divider, this adds a divider. I was actually impressed that it's able to get that so well. Oh, cool. Yeah, see, and you got your white line divider. Aerial shot of a amusement park, kind of a sunset it looks like, and then this very alien looking landscape. That's cool. Okay, cool. Now, in my research, and this is one of the fun things that I've really enjoyed about doing AI image generation, is learning different terms, artistic mediums, styles, things like that. I'm actually learning quite a bit. And in researching this split screen thing, you can use split screen. There is a term actually for it. It's called Diptychs, or the other one where it's triple split is called triptych. And what we can do here is we'll go here, instead of saying split screen, we're going to go DIPTYCH, diptych composition with white line. We'll run that. And as you can see, we get a very similar composition. Instead of saying split screen, we're saying diptych. Okay. It's good to learn these terms. It's going to really help you out in your future endeavors in image generation and being able to know what you're going to need to do to be able to get the result you want. Now, the other one is triptych, TRIP. We'll run that one. Now, this is interesting. It did do 3 images, kind of. It split it into 3 different sections. Not quite what I was expecting. I'm going to be getting rid of the white line here and rerun that. Yeah, I knew there was going to be something kind of messing with that. It is interesting. It does create the separate images. It kind of blends it a little bit here. You get a little bit of blending here with the landscape, but it is 3 separate images. So that's something you can definitely play around. Part of the reason why is because in my description here, I'm not describing 3 images. I'm describing 2. And so the AI takes that for what it is. On one side you have this, and on the other side you have an alien landscape, but I'm not describing 3. So what I found to simplify this, we do triptych composition, and we could do something as simple as a beautiful woman, an ugly man, and let's see, what do we put in the third one? Cute puppy. Again, it helps when you're consistent. Like you're asking for a triptych, which is 3 images, and then you give it 3 separate descriptions. And it just works really well. Obviously, in this one, it added the man in, but you get what I mean. So you can kind of manipulate that. I kept it very simple. I could have specified more details around each one. And using commas, I believe, helps with this. So again, experiment with that and kind of get a feel for what it is you're looking for. Now, let's see if we can't get the four-way split screen composition. This one's a little more difficult because when you use the word split screen, it for some reason assumes vertical split. As you can see in most of these images, that's what it is. And so we're going to leave out so we normally do split screen composition. We're going to do four-way image composition. I have found that the word composition is pretty critical in helping the AI understand what's going on. Actually, we're just going to keep this real simple. Different images or pictures from around the world. Come on, let's go over. Four-way image composition. Yeah, let's give that a try and see what it says. Not exactly what I was looking for. It's still trying to do more of a vertical because it kind of kept that one as vertical, and we got these here. But I think part of the problem is how I'm prompting. I'm just telling you to do different images. So let's specify 4 different things. Let's do kind of the same thing. Beautiful woman, ugly man, which the guy in the previous one, I wouldn't say he was necessarily ugly, but cute puppy, cute kitten. Like I said, this is a difficult one to get. So let's see if we can figure out. I'm going to leave the description the same, but we're going to try that. We're going to go oh god, there's got to be a term for four-way, but you know, I do use GPT or ChatGPT to help me research a lot of this. But let's see if we can figure this out. We're going to go we're do the same thing. Four-way. We're going to do that way. Split screen composition and try that. It's closer. I think it might help in one corner, another corner, in another corner, in last corner. Yep, not working. Okay, that one kind of worked. I had to switch over to 4-image composition, which tells it to do 4 images, and even that didn't work. I actually had to specify top corner in this one. I didn't do anything with any of the other ones, which was interesting. We could try doing bottom corner in this one. See if we can get the dog instead of 2 cats. Yep, that worked. Sometimes you gotta give a little more detail. I mean, that's a great image. Look at that. I mean, it's not an ugly man necessarily. Some of these AI models, that's just kind of how they are. They don't know how to do ugly unless you use specific words. But we did get the 4 different images. So, okay, let's move on to our next one here. Let's just do one quick one on doing a split face. Some people might be interested in that one. So this one was pretty simple. It's just split. All I did is I specified face. So split face composition. One side evil clown. Other side rich man. And we're going to change the aspect ratio to be more of a portrait. Oops. Run that one. Hey, I wanted to take a minute to thank everybody who watched this video and who has subscribed to our channel. If you haven't, definitely like the video and subscribe to our channel for more content. We're excited. We're bringing on some new resources to help us produce a lot more content and hopefully a lot more value and expand what we're covering. So we'll talk to y'all later. Thanks for watching.